Now let's talk about DB related stuff. So DB cases are mostly related to violations of student conduct. Different from JB, DB is mostly about student behavior and social life at MUD. Example of DB violations include unsafe behavior and violating the prank policy. What we mean by unsafe behavior is behavior that puts yourself or other people in danger. Meanwhile, the prank policy at MUD is in place to make sure that everyone can feel comfortable on campus and that pranks are carried out in a safe way and are reversible. We have a no prank list where you can specify whether you're prankable or not, and whether there are things you have that are off limits for pranks, to make sure that we don't prank our friends on things that they are uncomfortable with. This is an example of a DB violation, and definitely something you should never do. We can see our JB chair, Nico, being a very bad example. He's on the roof drinking irresponsibly while having a skateboard next to him. Probably he rode the skateboard to the roof or something. First, going on the roof is an honor code violation, not to mention riding a skateboard on the roof while drunk. Harvey might also expect students to be responsible when they drink, making sure that they are safe and they don't cause discomfort to other people. Here we have a few example cases, and we will go through each of them and decide whether they are DB violations or not. For the first case, on a Saturday night, student A went to a party in dorm X and had a few drinks. Student A kept track of the drinks that they had and paced their alcohol consumption properly. Because student A was drinking responsibly and was making sure that they were safe by keeping tracks of their drinks and pacing their alcohol consumption, this is not an honor code violation. However, if you are worried about someone who is intoxicated, please make sure that they are safe first by reaching out to a proctor or to campus safety before worrying about consequences. The honor code is here not to punish people, but we are here to make sure that everyone is safe. And for case 2, student B pranked their friend by carefully taking their friend's room door off its hinges, and then they left their contact info. Before doing this, student B made sure that their friend is prankable. So this is not an honor code violation because student B followed everything in the prank policy. First, they made sure that their friend is prankable, and then second, they were careful while carrying out the prank. And lastly, they left their contact info after the prank. So by the prank policy, you're required to leave your contact info, which is just your name and your phone number, to make sure that the person you pranked know who to reach out to reverse the prank. For the third case, student C is organizing an event for their club. To promote this event, student C sends an email to all the dorm mailing lists. So this is actually a violation of the honor code because it violates the email policy. By the email policy, if you want to send out an email to more than half the student body, you need to go through students-L, which is it's a moderated list that gets sent out to all the students. So the reason for this policy is to reduce spam from reaching out to a big portion of the student body and to prevent harmful messages from getting sent out. And for the last case, student D posts several offensive messages online targeting student E, making student E feel uncomfortable. We see this as bullying and is therefore an honor code violation. The bottom line for DB is, first, if you're unsure about any certain policy, don't hesitate to ask questions. You can ask the deans, proctors, your mentors, the honor board chairs, me and Nico, your honor board reps, and other students. Second, remember that the honor code is here to make sure that everyone is safe. Use your common sense to decide whether you should be doing something or not. And third, be respectful of the Harvey Mudd community. Think about the impact of your actions and avoid things that would hurt the community. This is the spirit of the honor code, and it's not just true for DB related stuff, but it's also true for JB.